Hello, YouTube, and welcome to a very British Sunday. And I'm going to try to keep this short and sweet, but I want to cover something that will hopefully matter to you Brits, and if it doesn't, it should. As I was talking with a good friend of mine, TheBritisher, I realized that your political situation is so much different than ours. You elect your MPs, your members of parliament. Then from within their ranks, they select your PM, your Prime Minister, and then apparently all bets are off, and the Prime Minister appoints whomever he or she may want in their cabinet, and that's that. You have a say in your MPs, but after that say is done, and it appears to me that you have little to no say and what kind of government you have after that. If you'll notice, I'm wearing a Kangol, my favorite kind of bucket hat. This is really the hat that I choose whenever I go out about my business. And this one was made in England, not in China. It's very old. I'm wearing it because I love England, and when I was young, I loved LL Cool J. So without any further ado, we're going to jump right into this idea of somehow or another you can legislate morality. And I'm going to leave Theresa May out of it right now. I'm going to leave all of your MPs out of it. In fact, the person that I'm going to speak about passed away some years ago at the ripe old age of 93, and her name is Mary Whitehouse. Well, this article is on the Telegraph. I'll leave a link in the description. And this is actually her son, Richard. And, you know, Mary Whitehouse, this is a quote from right at the top, right underneath the byline of this article on the Telegraph that came out on the 27th of May, 2008. So I understand this is old, but this is still something that's going on. Mary Whitehouse was fun and loving parent until she started her moral crusade. Her son Richard tells Elizabeth Udall how his admiration turned to misery. So he's saying his admiration for his mother turned to misery. And why is that? 6 years after Mary Whitehouse's death, her son Richard still struggles with the conflicting emotions aroused by her 30-year campaign conducted against sex, violence, and blasphemy in the media. He was 19, a self-conscious age, when her Clean Up TV campaign began in the spring of 1964. It cannot have been easy to have a mother who stands second only to Mrs. Thatcher in the liberal hate stakes and who was ridiculed for many of her more extreme views. I could go on and on and on, but you can read this. You can also find Mary Whitehouse on the very credible source Wikipedia, and it tells about her life. I'm not going to spend much time on this. On this is what I want to say. England, Brits, whether you like pornography or not, whether you're like me and don't choose to use blasphemous words as far as our Judaic Christian understanding of blasphemy extends, and to me, Quran, I hope I said that correctly for my Muslim friends, and, Allah be praised, and piss be upon the face of Muhammad. And of course, all those things would be considered blasphemous. Am I going to get upset because, I'm not going to name any names right now, but there's someone that I promote often that he slams down the GDs and the JCs. Hey, it's his business. Am I going to look at the message that comes from this person and cancel it out because they don't use words that I like? Am I going to cancel out his opinion because, not this person, but would I cancel out anyone's opinion because they enjoy BDSM? I don't want to be too graphic, but do I want to cancel anyone out and classify them as disgusting and sick because they enjoy watching male-on-male sex, female-on-female sex, penetration with a phallic object from one woman to another, penetration with a phallic object from a female to a male? It's all out there. I could watch any of that. I choose not to. I want you to think about this, and the Britisher in his wisdom pointed this out. I'm going to leave it up to you to look it up, my English brothers and sisters. There was a study done in I believe, Las Vegas. I could look up, but it's not up here in my notes. And they wanted to prove that watching porn, you know, people getting spanked with paddles and watching these things would cause a sexual deviation to occur and to spring forth from the person that's observing these things. They found quite the opposite. And shouldn't we have an outlet? How badly, England, do you want rapes, abductions, murders, these things to go up? Give these people an outlet. Only a fool would construct a pressure cooker and not have a release valve on it. They tried to say the same thing about video games and first-person shooters, and oh my goodness, they're submerging themselves in this fantasy world, and surely that must mean they're going to go out and murder a group of young people whilst they enjoy their playground time at second break. Bosh! Balderdash! When you get a chance to release these pent-up anxieties and aggressions, when the aggressive human inside of you that is curious, is evil at base, in my humble opinion, that is greedy, that is grasping, that wants to kill, the id of you that will take a dump in their pants and not care who sees it, the id in you that will grab a breast in public, just like me, myself, and Irene, and begin to suckle just because it looks good. The id in you must be satisfied. If you find that satisfaction in the fantasy world of video games, if you find that satisfaction in the fantasy world of BDSM porn, homosexual porn, whatever porn, if you just have to watch a female do things with a donkey and you haven't been to Tijuana, which I've been, but I've never seen that, much to the chagrin of some of my friends. You didn't see a donkey show? No, I have no desire to see a donkey show. But they did. And if they want to, let them. I have an idea. Britain, America, Africa, Uzbekistan, Pakistan, Estonia, Latvia, Russia, Germany, all of you, world, I have an idea. You, be you, and pursue happiness in any way that you want, as long as it doesn't take from me, up and including my life, as long as it doesn't hurt me and not my feelings hurt, as long as it doesn't cut me, make me bleed, as long as you don't want to push my people into ovens and turn on the Zyklon B, do what you want. Let me do what I want. You want to shoot heroin? Do it. Don't come steal my lawnmower for your heroin money. You want to watch pornography? Do it. I don't care what kind. Don't force me to watch it. You want to blaspheme and say the Quran, piss me upon him in Allah's holy name, the Prophet Muhammad said so, then do it. Make fun of the God that I worship. It's your right. It's your business. A great Englishman once said, offense can never be taken, only given. And I know that was a horrible accent, but that great Englishman was the incomparable, immortal, ineffable Winston Churchill, who, after he had to ditch, walked across hostile territory, and if my memory serves me correctly, began to swim across the English Channel to his beloved island until a ferry picked him up like a drowned rat and took him back to his beloved home. Defend your island, Brits. Defend it against the demagogues, against the dogmatic soothsayers of our time. Defend it against these merchants of anti-free speech, these third-wave feminists, these insane brown shirts that even now come marching and beating down our very door. That said, thank you for putting up with my rant. Remember, Brits, Remember, Americans, remember everybody, but this is for you, Brits, today on this very British Sunday. Be good to your friends. Be good to your family. Be good to your loved ones. Be quick to say you're sorry. Be even quicker to accept an apology from that loved one, especially if that thing your loved one has done seems to be so big. Because in the end, wouldn't life be worser if that loved one wasn't there? And remember what the ogre always says. In a moment you think not, your loved ones will depart from you. God save the Queen, and God save England!